Hey there, I'm back to you this week with a video about how to buy a home all cash when you don't have the cash or you're waiting for your home to sell. So today's real estate market is rough. Everybody knows it, that rates suck and that there's not much for sale, right? There's low inventory. So what is out there that's going for sale, that's clean, priced right, is selling quickly, multiple offers, um, you know, very often, the price is getting bid up to above asking price. We're running into this, right? It's still happening out there in multiple markets. So, the clean homes they're just still selling, right? So getting in those bidding wars is just not fun. Nobody likes it. And if you're contingent, if you have a home to sell and you need that equity that's in your home to be able to purchase another home, it's even rougher, right? Who wants to move twice? Nobody wants to move twice. And of course, putting your home on the market when you don't have another home identified is quite a leap of faith, right? When you have a family and you got work and everything else, and it's just moving twice is often just not even in the cards. So being able to purchase non-contingent is huge. Now, take it even for a step further. What if you could purchase non-contingent and you could use all cash? That's huge. That's a deal. That's a game changer, right? So, you can avoid multiple offer situations. You can avoid, you can get a better price, right? You can avoid being bumped by all cash offers. So you have fewer contingencies. So it can be a real game changer being able to offer all cash. So, and the crazy thing is we now have a program that'll do it. New American Funding has a thing they call NAV cash, right? And where we will actually purchase the home for you. And then allow you to purchase it back from us later once your home sells, right? Or once you're ready to, with the down payment that you have, if you don't have a home to sell, let's say, where you just want to be hyper competitive and make an all cash offer. We can do that too. The sweet spot is for people that want to go non-contingent and have a home to sell. Really, that's what this program is really designed for, but they will allow both scenarios. But really, what the restrictions are really is that you have to get pre-approved with us, right? Get pre-approved with me, and it has to be a VA, a conventional, or a jumbo pre-approval. FHA is the only one that doesn't count. FHA has some weird rules about identity of interest. You have to own, the seller has to own the property for a certain amount of time. There's some restrictions there that make it, not the best. So FHA's out, right? But conventional, minimum down, jumbo, or VA, even VA zero down works on this, right? And we get you pre-approved. You identify the house. We purchase it for you, all cash. And then when you're ready, once your home sells, then you can buy it back from us, right? That's the way it works. Now, one of the catches to it is you do have to have earnest money, okay? So the earnest money is 1.5% if it's VA up to $1 million. And then 5% down, conventional or jumbo up to $1 million, and 10% down if it's above $1 million to $2 million. That's the earnest money deposit that's required before the cash offer, right? So that would be before your home sold, right? So that can be a gift though. So it doesn't have to be completely restricted, right? They'll allow it from a gift, and then once your home sells, you can pay, whoever gave you the gift back, or say if you pulled it out of your retirement, you can pay your retirement back, that type of thing. So it's a really neat program, right? Where you can have your cake and eat it too, honestly. I'm closing on one right now that is just amazing. I believe they even got a better price than they would have if they hadn't used the cash. And you're probably asking yourself, right? What's the cost? What are the catches, right? So let's get into that. Okay, what are the fees? So there is a service fee. So if you see the chart here, it's state by state, it's specific. So here in Washington state, it's about as high as it is in the country there. At 2.8%. But realize that 2.8% covers New American Funding's cost, and it also covers the excise tax. See, when you purchase the home from New American, the state wants their money, right? They want tax. So there's a 1.5 excise tax in most cases. Sometimes it's a little bit more, but 1.5%. That 2.8 covers that. So it's the cost of selling it back, really. So that goes to New American. Really, it's not a moneymaker. They're just really covering their costs. So there's that. Now, the next slide here is all about home inspection. So home inspection is required. It's at the buyer's expense. It can be waived. If one was done within the last 90 days and the buyer assumes all responsibilities, in this case, they do want a professional inspection. It can't be, you know, your uncle, your dad, somebody who knows what they're doing but isn't a licensed inspector. They want an actual inspection done. So they want to make sure the home is solid, you know, because if we're going to be putting out all cash, you know, there's some risk, and we just need to mitigate those best we can. So here we go, the next chart, and departing residence. So there are departing residence requirements here. We'll look at the home you want to sell and make sure that the listing price, the proposed listing price, is reasonable and that you're going to net enough money, you know, to make the numbers work. That you're clear on that, and that if there's a shortage, that we're clear where that's going to come from. You know, we don't want to get into a situation where we pay all cash for the house and the price that you were going to list the home at was unrealistic and the numbers don't work, and that's not a great situation. So you don't have to have a home to sell to make this program work, though. So if you want to be an all-cash buyer because you're in a hyper-competitive market, you can use this product. You know, we just have to verify you have the cash. Instead of verifying you have the equity, we just have to verify you have the cash. And in those cases that, you know, we just verify that and we can move forward and not worry about any of this departing resident stuff. So, all right, here we go. So the due diligence, right? So on the cash transaction, you know, the biggest risk is what happens if the appraisal, it comes in less than what is expected or needed. You know, once the cash offer is proposed, what we'll do is we're going to run an AVM, which stands for Automated Valuation Model. And AVMs are usually conservative. So if it comes in at or above what the proposed or what the listing price is, the home, you know, that's on the market, we will proceed, you know, if that AVM is at or above that listing price, and we just proceed as is, right? If it comes in low, the AVM, then we're going to order a drive-by appraisal just to get a second opinion, you know, because AVMs, you know, they're just it's like a glorified Zillow. They're not 100% accurate, you know, especially if the public records are off a little bit, bedroom count, square footage, whatnot. So we'll get a drive-by appraisal, get an appraiser's opinion on that. And if there's a gap, you know, as a buyer, you get to choose, you know, whether you want to come in with the difference or at least agree that if it does sell for less, then you are prepared to come in with the difference, right? And if they are, then we move forward. If you're not, then you at that point can back out. The offer is still contingent on this due diligence period, so you get your earnest money back if you back out at that point, and you know, everybody goes on their merry way. But once the cash transaction closes and New American Funding owns the home, the earnest money is non-refundable. After all, you know, you have to have skin in the game, right? I mean, the company is going to go all in and pay cash for this house that you're going to live in and eventually own. You know, they want you to have some skin in the game too. So that earnest money, whether it be 1.5%, which is VA, up to 10% if it's jumbo, would be non-refundable at that point. So now the home, you know, has to be listed, you know, prior to the cash transaction closing. So, you know, that's when, you know, we'll be looking at the list price and the AVM and whatnot. So there we go. So now the next chart here is the rent back, right? So the rent back after the closing. So once they close on the cash transaction, it's you know, you get to move into the house. So the cost of the money, they're going to do it per month, as you see on the chart here. You know, how much it is per 100,000, you know, it varies, you know, depending on where you fall in that. You know, they'll break it down per day, but, you know, for what, up to 300,000 is 1,800 a month, you know, then 2,300 a month. There you go. So that's good for the first 90 days, right? So if your home hasn't sold in the first 90 days, which obviously most do if you're priced competitively, what happens after the 90 days is that rent back goes up 10% after 90 days. So, but usually by then, you know, you're doing what you can to get it sold, all right? So that's the whole part of the due diligence up front, is to make sure that we're pricing it correctly and it'll sell. So Now, the next chart here talks about taxes, insurance, homeowners insurance, utilities. All of these are the buyer's responsibility. So now the taxes and insurance and utilities are going to be accounted for as part of the cash transaction, right? As far as, you know, any past utilities are taken care of by the original seller. The taxes and insurance will be included in that final invoice when we close. So it is the buyer's responsibility. Now it also, excuse me, the buyers also are required to retain renter's insurance until the closing of the second loan. Just that interim period when you technically are a renter living in the home, you have to get insurance. So there we go. All right, look who joined me here in the video, little Miss Daisy. So always walking around the office here while I'm on videos. So that's probably more information than you really wanted to know about that product. I'm sorry if it was a long video, but if you're still with me, I really appreciate you sticking it out and finding out more about this product. It's really neat, and it's going to help a lot of people out. So the big takeaway from this is you get the benefits of being an all-cash buyer. You know, buy before you sell, eliminate bidding wars, and just all around get better terms. So, you know, reach out if you're interested to finding out more. If you'd like to get pre-approved, or if you or if a client of yours or maybe a loved one can benefit from this, I would love to chat with you about it. You can comment below or just email me directly, whatever works for you. Call me. My number is down below. So like, share, subscribe if you found this interesting. I'm coming to you every week with this kind of stuff. Hopefully it helps demystify this process a little bit and help more people get into homes, because that's the goal, right? Everybody deserves a home, and owning your own home is the biggest investment you'll make in your lifetime for most people. So John.Hunter, I'm your mortgage guy. I'm here for you. If you need anything, reach out anytime. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.